everybody, thanks so much for joining me today on Make It with Mod Podge. I'm Cathie and today I've got spring and summer hair accessories that I'm going to teach you how to make. First up, I'm going to show you how you take these plain headband blanks and we're going to cover them with fabrics. Look at these gorgeous prints, so easy to do. We're going to trim them out. I'm using Fabric Mod Podge for that. And then with our scrap fabric, I'm going to show you how you can add some really cute embellishments to store-bought bandanas. These are so fun for all of your spring and summer outings, and they're really cute for festivals and concerts. All right, let's dive right into these projects. I'm using 100% lightweight cotton, felt, wide-banded headbands, and Fabric Mod Podge. It's important that you use the fabric formula. The first thing I'm going to do is make a pattern or a template of the headband shape. And I'm piecing together just some scrap paper, and I'm going to roll that onto my headband, pinch it to make a crease line, and then I'm going to cut out that pattern. Once the pattern's prepped, I'm going to cut that from a piece of felt. And for the felt, I'm using the actual pattern as the size for cutting. When I cut out of the fabric, I am going to be cutting it slightly larger, but I will show you that in that step. Next, I'm going to use the Fabric Mod Podge to attach the felt to the top of the headband. You're just going to want to put a nice even coat here. I prefer doing this over hot glue because this dries nice and flat and not lumpy. So go ahead and glue down your felt. If you wanted to skip this little step of adding the padding, you could, but I think it makes a really polished looking headband in the end. So go ahead and smooth that down and make sure that it is all the way covering the headband. Next, we're going to use that pattern to cut out of our fabric, and for that, I'm going to leave a little bit of extra fabric on each side there. That will be so that we have extra fabric to wrap to the inside of the headband. So go ahead and do a loose cut there. You don't have to worry about being precise because all of that is going to get glued to the inside of the headband. And we're going to use that Fabric Mod Podge again, and this time I'm coating the top of the felt. Just going to give it a nice coat all the way around, and then we will roll the fabric onto the headband, centering it down the center of the headband. So I'm just placing it in the center, rolling that fabric up and smoothing, and rolling that fabric up and smoothing. And you're going to let that dry a little bit before you move on to the next step. So next I'm trimming away just some of that extra there. And then I'm going to cut slits working around the outside of the headband, and that's going to make it so that the fabric will turn to the inside smoothly. It'll take away some of that bulk. So go ahead and add your Fabric Mod Podge to the inside of the headband, and then you'll just press that fabric to the inside and glue it down. And you'll just keep working, adding your Fabric Mod Podge to the inside and then pressing that fabric in. And I'm sorry, it's a little bit hard to see there, but you can see how I am pushing that fabric to the inside. And we're going to repeat that same process on the other side. If you find that you've got a little bit of extra bulk somewhere, you can go ahead and trim off the extra. Go ahead and cut those, and then we're going to add Mod Podge to the inside of the headband and fold all of the pieces towards the inside. And don't worry if it looks a little bit sloppy here, all of that is going to get covered up when we do our inside piece. And you can see that I'm really pressing down to make sure that that is gluing down. Next, we're going to cover the inside of the headband and add some trim. For the trim, I'm using that same Fabric Mod Podge formula to glue down the trim. Now for this trim, it was easy to just press and secure it, but you might need to use a couple of clothespins or a little piece of tape to hold it in place. So go ahead and work all the way around the headband, gluing your trim on the inside. And now let's go ahead and cut another piece of that pattern, and this time we are going to cut it the exact shape of the pattern, and you might even need to trim it a tiny bit smaller. We're coating the whole backside with the Fabric Mod Podge, and then we're just going to place it in the inside of the headband, and that will cover up that seam and finish it off and give it a nice professional look. Go ahead and press really good with your fingers to secure and let that dry overnight, and look how gorgeous these headbands turn out. All right, now with that scrap fabric, let's go ahead and make some fun spring and summer bandanas. Go ahead and cut out one of those motifs. And I like to cut just a large piece and then go in and sort of fussy cut it and detail cut it. I'm going to use that same Fabric Mod Podge formula to glue down our pieces of fabric. I'm just coating the backside and making sure I'm getting the edges really well. Now this is machine washable once it's cured, but I do hand wash these bandanas. You can do this same technique on jean jackets, jeans, shorts, whatever you want, any one of your fashion projects. Go ahead and place that right down. And you can layer and piece up your designs. So here I've got a little smaller piece, and I'm going to layer that up onto my design just to balance out that side. I love doing this technique. Go ahead and press and let that dry overnight before you wear it. And look how cute all these different designs turn out. It's such a fun way to use up some scraps. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back with another fun project video to share with you next week.